But like in theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.
I put that in. How's that? Let's see if this works. It's somehow it changed the setting. Not sure how that worked, but it did. Oh, there we go. That worked. Hey, Wookie, you got it right. Oh, we're back. We're back. We're back. So no, somehow the setting had changed to a different mic, which is no good. So how about that? Oh, there we go. We're back. We're back in business. That's what it's like live streaming, right? That's what happens when you live stream. Yeah, we're back. We're back there. Oh, nice. Um, I thought it might have been the mushrooms, Wookie. Thought you might have been smoking mushrooms, but no, he's back on track there. Hey, look, we're going to get into it. Shall we? Well, let's talk about the stock market because we've got Thursday's results to talk about. So let's do that straight away and kick that out of the park. No, not there, not there. Let's go add to the stage. All right, so let's have a look. Get into the chat there, make it lively, as we say. US investors and dive into tech stocks in response to DeepSeek sell-off. So DeepSeek, that's a Chinese AI. Apparently, it was done super cheap without a lot of AI chips and all sorts of different things, a modular approach and all blah blah blah. But it spooked the market. But it was a sell-off after that, so you got to be careful out there these days. Man, people are spooking the market there. You know, the Dow Jones is up 0.4%, 168 points to 44,880. Remember, the Dow Jones has the 30 top industrial firms in it. S&P 500 is up over 0.5%, 32 points to 6,071. The NASDAQ with all the tech companies, you know, we've got a lot of tech companies reporting, right, this week. So that is up 0.25%, 50 points to 19,681. So stock market up to date. Nice to see that. US dollar pretty strong, almost 108 versus the trading partners. Looking at the commodities, we got West Texas there down 73, down slightly at $73, and Brent oil at $76 a barrel, up 0.6% there, about 45 cents. Now, the thing about oil, is that we know that President Trump is trying to lower the costs to reduce inflation in the US. And so oil is definitely one area that they're working to increase supply, pull down prices. So that's the area that we're looking at. Now, he doesn't control the Federal Reserve, right? So the Federal Reserve is independent, and it's probably stacked full of Democrats in Washington. And so they've made lots of wrong calls about when to move interest rates and inflation and stuff like that. So we'll see how they get on, but no change. They're very, very hawkish. In other words, not looking like they're going to do more than one interest rate cut this year. We'll see how that goes, subject to inflation, of course. Inflation isn't really that high, like 3.2%, but they're wanting to get it down to that 2% target. It's better off that they had a range between 1% and 3%. That'd probably be a smarter play. That's what we have here in New Zealand. We got gold at the moment. Gold is at $2,852. So that's pretty up $1. Silver is at $32.80. So silver actually looking pretty good. We're nowhere near Rich Dad Poor Dad. You remember he projected $75 to $125. We're not near that yet, but we're definitely probably gonna have an uptrend in silver. We expected to see US dollar go down, but US dollar's gone up. The Trump effect there on the dollar, and of course we know that Trump is adding on tariffs to Mexico and Canada, part of the tariff strategy from good old Donald Trump. Now, people obviously in classic economics, people say tariffs are bad, push up prices, but of course you're not the US is the biggest consumer in the world, right? They're the consumer, big giant consumer, and of course they have market power, right? So those classical approaches to impacts of tariffs don't take into account other key factors like market power. So there we go. Let's see how that worked out pretty well last time. And in fact, last time he didn't end up having that higher tariffs. I mean, except on China, I think it was on steel. Apart from that, it was a very good trade tactic. So I'm expecting to see more of that again today. Talking about silver, Wookie says $56 New Zealand for silver. That's a great price, says Wookie. Well, imagine if silver was at $100 or $125 US. Man, it'd be like $200-300, Wookie. It'd be interesting to see. We'll keep a lookout for that. So that's pretty cool. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, what does it say here? Individual investors respond to the market sell-off earlier this week, triggered by concerns regarding the Chinese artificial intelligence startup, by buying a wide array of technology stocks. So it's pretty cool. Also reported retail investors were eager purchase of Tesla and Apple. Investors also snapped up tech-focused exchange-traded funds like Invesco, QQQ Trust. So if you want to get a basket of technology companies, you can just go through these exchange-traded funds like Invesco, QQ, and pick those up. And also leverage ETF offerings as well. 3 times a daily return, and Nasdaq 100. So there's lots of different products out there. You can get different angles into the market. Kind of cool. So the dip opportunity is proving to be too attractive for individual investors to pass up on. That was the consensus there. So there we go. That is the stock market doing pretty well today on Thursday. Let's see if it holds up for Friday and into the weekend. In terms of crypto, well, does it look red or green to you? It looks pretty green to me. I got Bitcoin at $105,145, up 1.2%. So far, this is what I said, it's going to be green. I find it very hard for the crypto market not to do any of the things we're expecting. We obviously that DeepSeek was a little bit of a black swan, but in the scheme of things, got knocked down pretty quickly. Ethereum there at $3,265, up 4%. Can't keep Ethereum down, right? That was a good pick off the bottom above 3,000. Solana at 4% at $240. BNB at 1.3% at $679. ADA is up at 2% there, almost at 97 cents. See Hodgkinson online. He's very, very vocal online these days. Obviously, he's enjoying having the Trump presidency because he knows that is for freedom, prosperity, etc. Now, XRP is up 1.6%, and apparently the Japanese are getting all over this. They love this banking system for the XRP bank. Japanese love banks. I guess Australians love banks too. They own all the banks in New Zealand, I think, just about. So that's up 1.6% there as well. But look at Litecoin. Litecoin is up 11% today. What's spurring that? I don't know. Let me know in the chat if you've seen anything around that. Almost $130 on Litecoin. Big movement there. and Tron up 4.6% at 25 cents. So a green day in the old markets. Bitcoin dominance at 57% just about. So let's have a look at Bitcoin charts. Still looking very good. Everything on track. You got to believe. The 50-day moving average is in yellow here. That is currently at $98,613 OMG. Do you realize what's about to happen? The 50-day EMA is getting very close to 100,000 US dollars. I mean, it's just, let's take a moment and think about that. A 50-day moving average is at almost at 100,000 US dollars on Bitcoin. The current price is current price for the 50-day is 98,600. We're getting there. We're getting there close. The price today, of course, is over 105,000. Doing pretty well. The high today so far has been 106,500. We're ticking away. Everything is looking very good indeed. Bit of a bear trap in here, played out pretty nicely, and now it's time for the golden time. February, of course, we know is one of the two most greenest months of the year, and that is in front of us. And bring on 150k plus is our target for the end of March, April there. Now, the top of the range of that is 180. So we could expect to see some really beautiful, aggressive days. A bit like as we saw back here, $22,000 in 6 days. We could definitely see some of those coming up here. Everybody wants to get in on this now. We got Trump as a pro crypto president. You got all the sovereign states. You're getting the corporates, the endowments, retirements, etc. 401ks. They're all going to come. The technology companies. Let's welcome them over the next few years. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so kind of cool. That is a Bitcoin looking good. Ethereum, of course, is a bit of a lagging behind. Doesn't know what it wants to do, but it is coming. We're back over the 200-day moving average, which is at $3,136. The 50-day is at $3,334. So we've got a little bit of work to do there, but it's looking very nice indeed for a nice push-up high. So once Ethereum goes, it's going to go. It's got institutional backing. Let's not forget that. It's obviously the Trump Foundation been buying into it as well. So no change. It's been a bit of a laggard, bit of a slow one there, facing competition as well from other chains, Solana Base, Su, Ton, all those crazy ones out there. But it's going to have its day in the sun. It's got the money. Show me the money. That's always the question. Right? Show me the money. And so that is there. So that's pretty much it on the old Ethereum. So that's pretty much it. Get into the chat there, make yourself lively as always. We're going to talk about Pulsechain. Pulsechain, if you got to be very. Pulsechain's got a lot of little protocols and getting support in the market that people are not really aware of. It's kind of been popping up lately. New bridge, etc. New stuff coming up. Getting a lot more attention as Pulsechain. Just slowly sitting in the background. People are starting to add it into their infrastructure. So it's actually broadening the reach of Pulsechain. So I did post something in the Discord today. If you haven't joined the Discord, the link's in the video description. Only $5 a month, a cup of coffee to join up to that. And we had a new member yesterday, didn't we? Who was that? Liam. Welcome to Liam. So that is where we are at the moment. So we had this gold key here pushed out the fact that Hex is now supported on the base native bridge. So if you love base chain, the base native bridge, you can now bridge Hex Ethereum to base and back again. Very, very cool. So that's some cool news around there. So some good stuff happening for Pulsechain. That's just one of many things that are spreading the reach there. I might actually do a video on that, on some of the latest integrations that we've seen from Pulsechain. We got Brendan Hussett, How to Super. Wookie's having taken over the chat. Yeah, he's a dominator. He's a dominator. One Wookie to rule them all, he says. One Wookie is definitely dominating there. So we got Pulsechain at day 629. Pulse price is at 40517, and it is just down a tad. It's sitting at 52% of the main sacrifice price. PulseX is at 0.00351, is down 1.5% there. The buy and burn is at 1,218,764,000,000. 6.11% of the public supply is now bought up and burned. And Sim token, $1.81, down 1.8%, over around about 54 million in supply, it says here. Hex at the moment on Pulsechain, PHEX is at 1.38 cents, down 1.5%, and EHEX is at 29/100th of a penny. Combined price of EHEX and PHEX is at 1.66 cents. That seems like the same as it was 2 days ago. In fact, it looks like identical. So there we go. That is where we are on day 629. Can't believe it. Gas prices been elevated on Pulsechain. That's a sign of a more popular chain. Let's not forget. And we've had a lot more higher beats. You remember we used to be at like 200,000, 300,000 beats. Well, now we're regularly, when I'm doing a live show, over 1 million beats. And we saw 4 million beats the other day. We're at 1.7 million. So definitely more elevated. That's a sign of a more valuable chain. We're up, the price, of course, is at 3 cents there for Pulsechain swap. So you got to pick your time of day to get those cheap ones under a cent. We've got Ethereum at 2 Gwei at the moment. So finally Ethereum Gwei is down. We're at 73x we're 73x times cheaper than Ethereum, even at 2 Gwei on Ethereum. Isn't that crazy? You wait, when Ethereum starts getting those big bullish prices, it's going to be very expensive to do stuff over there. It is a rich person's chain, as they say, or rich man's chain. We've got 45,350 validators on the old Pulsechain, full DeFi chain, right? The people's chain. And we've got 125.8 million in the bridge, which looks pretty much the same as 2 days ago, pretty much. So not much change there. Pretty stable there. All right, so let's bring up the markets overall. We got 24.2 million in volume. I think 2 days ago we were up over 30, weren't we? I think we were about 32. We have been at 25. This is kind of our base load. It's kind of our base case now, isn't it? Around 25 million. Remember when we were in the bear market, real hardcore for Pulsechain? It was down at like, we'd have days at like 3-4 million, didn't we? But 25 million is where we're at the moment. Yeah, definitely 6 or 7 million was definitely pretty classic. But now we're back at sort of base load at 25, so that's a good sign. 368,000 transactions at the moment, last 24 hours. We've had some big movers. PZN, it's getting a lot of spiky movement at PZN, but it's up 107%. Let's have a look at that. As you guys know, PZN will benefit from X1 chain, which we do cover on this channel, right? That's from Jack Levin, X1 chain. We're expecting that to launch in Q1. So that is kind of launch. How they're going to, what phase is the launch going to have for that? I'm not quite sure. They're supposed to have the burn party, things like that. There will be the Zen DEX, so there's going to be a DEX immediately on the X1 chain. It's going to have all the bells and whistles of technology and tokenomics in crypto included. It's going to be the first fork of Solana. So it is a big deal. Let's not count it out. May even get support from Silicon Valley and stuff like that, because we know Jack Levin's been having chats and got connections all over the place like that. So he's done capital raises as well for those kind of people. So there we are. We're at not bad. We've had another spike. We had our first spike not long back here on 6th of December. Now we're spiking again here on the 3rd of January. Do they know something, or are they just anticipating a potential X1 launch coming up soon in the next month or two? And this, the second one was Staked ETH. So if you're into the maker theory, Staked ETH is up today, 35%. Let's have a quick look at Staked ETH there. So one of the maker theory tokens, as we call it, we just tag that name on just to make it easy to talk about. But top PRC20s here is up at 2.8 cents there. Had a big spike up to 3.5 cents and looking pretty good. So there we go. It's holding up pretty nicely there. What else? We got PDC, the Greys. Everyone knows that one. Pretty much, I don't know. Is it the best of the best? I don't know. It's how do you measure that, right? But it's definitely top tier blue chip, maybe top 3. I don't know how you just categorize that, but breaking ground up at 16-17% today, looking pretty good. Now, TitanX equivalent's probably something like Shogun or Volts, something like that. That's probably the that's probably, well, actually Shogun Element 280 is probably the closer ones there with the tax token and stuff like that. And here it is. Look at that big volume coming today. Man, oh man, oh man. 314,000 and then 226,000. So wow, over $500,000 of volume just spiked out of nowhere. Look at that. Just came out of nowhere and has pushed this price up to 0.0095. We're almost did we hit 1/10 of a penny? No, we haven't. We got to 98 hundredth of 1% of 1/10 of a penny. 9800, that's hard to say, but that's kind of where we got to. We are just about to hit 1/10 of a penny. I think that's going to create some crazy FOMO into this protocol. Obviously, it will have some resistance and little sell-offs, but I think once people see the vision of it heading to 1/10 of a penny, they go, we can do 1 cent. Now, whether it takes its time to get there when there's little parabolics going up, is probably the case, but certainly may get more FOMO in there. and maybe it lifts the whole volume and going into PDC. Liquidity 2.7 million, a market cap 280 million, a volume 627k today. Very, very impressive. 223 on the buy side, 646 on the sell side, but the volume and buy volume is greater, 368k. This is 259 on this main peer here, Pulse. Pretty crazy. So PDC Gray's doing amazing stuff. Look, dominating all those positions in the top 10. We got Enrique, Inky. It's been around for 7 months. That's up 13%. And this, did I mention that? We got this X token, been around for 20 days. That's up 12% there. So those are all the ones over 10% at the moment on the old Pulsechain, Pulse Gains. We got any other honorable mentions down there? Well, UFO, of course, related to PGC, that is up 5%. So that's doing pretty well. Teddy Bear there, up 2.5% there. And Teddy Bear there from James Maria, the Atropa dev, right? And of course, we know what's that guy? What's that influencer's name? Moon King, that likes that. The one that talked to President Trump about crypto. Maker is up 2.6%. I don't want to miss that because that's the Maker Theory one. $21 seems a little cheap at the moment, so that could be an opportunity there for some people. So that's kind of the play. That is the leaderboard at the moment. Now, I want to talk about PUSD ALGO, but let's see if we've got any more comments in the chat. Brennan says, sounds like the Lords of the Rings reference. Yeah, one to rule them all, for sure. So that's very Kiwi, says Brennan. I don't know if it's Kiwi. It's I guess it is Kiwi, but you know, it was written by an Englishman, and the movie was funded by Americans, but it was made by a Kiwi director and filmed in New Zealand largely, as far as I know, not completely. So I guess it has a huge degree of Kiwiness. Brennan says that when will Aunt Carol make your mind up? Says Brennan. Not quite sure what that's about, and like a man would ever know that answer, says Wookie. All right, so a bit of fun there in the chat there. Let's jump over to PUSD Algo. Now, you guys know I've been a big proponent of supporter of Jacob's projects on the old Pulsechain. Of course, we've been talking a lot about Mafia Game, the #1 DeFi, GameFi on Pulsechain, first metaverse. And that's been super successful and just continuing to grow in success, actually. Also, the #1 NFT marketplace on Pulsechain as well. So dominating a lot of the metrics or categories on Pulsechain has been Mafia Game. Now, we know that we've got the stable coins, particularly serious ones. There are a few less serious ones on Pulsechain, but we've got the 3 liquidity forks, right? USDX, USDL, PXDC, I think it is. And we've got, the stable coin for fiat backing, the Coast one, which is fiat back. So we've got those two. Those are 2 out of the 3 different type of models that you can have. The third model, of course, is scalability, and we don't have one of those already. And PUSD Algo offers that opportunity. Maybe PDI in a speculative way may offer that, but that's yet to be seen. But PUSD is definitely come down the line. And we know that will peg to $1 because we've seen it live on the Pulsechain back about a year ago when it was being tested, and it worked very, very well. Now, the sacrifice period has been open for all that period. It's been extended multiple times. And it's still open, but we know that we have got it getting close because we've got updates from Jacob on it. Now, the question is, will it be a standalone protocol or will it be integrated into the Mafia ecosystem? Since we're seeing a lot of stuff being added to Mafia, we're seeing casinos, we're seeing businesses. It really is becoming a full-on GameFi, Metaverse, DeFi ecosystem, and he wants it to be around for many years. We know that the funds in Mafia are getting bigger and bigger. Well over $500,000 here now. So adding in another big protocol, maybe offering stablecoin, right? So stablecoin in the Mafia game, that would give you a stablecoin. It would give you more liquidity, and also it would offer opportunities to earn income off stablecoins and off the algorithmic coin, which is going to be called Algo, right? Algo for algorithmic. And of course, that is going to also potentially help solve the scalability problem on any chain, let alone Pulsechain, allowing you to scale up, just like Terra Luna did, but without the human intervention and the flawed tokenomics that it's going to have with stability miners, right? So pretty exciting about that. Stability, if you want to get one key takeaway, stability miners is the key here in terms of people being able to provide liquidity, and then that's going to help keep the stable coin stable, right? And we saw that work better than the liquidity forks, work better than the fiat back one. the peg was really around $1, and that is going to be very attractive to a lot of players. Even having an arbitrage where you get a breakaway from the peg of $1 goes to 95 cents or $1.05. Well, that suits a certain type of people in the market, but there's also players that want a peg that's going to hold pretty well to its $1 peg, and we saw that do very well with PSD Algo. So it could be the one to rule them all, as Wookie would say. Yeah, I might put that up there right now because one stable coin to rule them all could be the PUSD Algo because it actually pegs to $1 on the testnet. So I'm very excited about that, and that offers a lot of income opportunities in the platform as well. So very excited for that. Now, we had some updates from PUSD Algo after many, many months, which is kind of cool. The sacrifice has been open, or contribution as we might want to call it, has been open. Now, remember, it's different from others, right? So if you go to the sacrifice set, it's different from the others because 75% of the liquidity that gets raised, it's not going to some team to go off on holiday and away. It's going into the platform straight away. 75% of the funds are going to go in to set up the different LP pools, right? There are different tokens, as you guys know. So there's the Algo coin, there's the PUSD, there's the wrap PUSD, that's the sort of reward version there, and then there's the actual underlying stable PUSD, right? We've got PUSD there. I'm missing one there. Let me go to stake button here. Yeah, so we've got Algo, PUSD, and the wrap PUSD, right? So and we got Flex. So Flex is in there. That's the one I was thinking of. So Flex is going to be the rewards. You can see Flex here. Now, anything you do on the platform is going to earn Flex. So this is the current tokenomics that we understand operating. We've seen it operating on testnet with the stablecoin. Stablecoin was pegged to $1. Very, very cool. And but this is going to come pop. Now, this is obviously going to offer stability. People are going to be able to hedge. So if they think the market's going to go down, they can sell into stablecoin PUSD. So on. And I think the brand name of PUSD is so good as well. So it's perfect, Pulsechain USD. It makes sense. And so I think it's pretty exciting. Now, at the moment, the sacrifice is still open. But what happened is that the docs went down, right? So the docs, you cannot see anything on the docs. And so I pointed that out the other day, right? So the bullish thing about that is that we've got news about that. So let's have a look at what that is. So in Telegram today, in PUSD Algo Telegram, Jacob, the founder, of course, of Mafia, of TIRH, of Pulsepot, BNB Pot, then also put an update today. Someone said, hey, I've seen some sacrifices that have been done. I wanted to see whether they would be updated on the platform. Jacob then responded, we will update soon. Sorry for the issues. And he says, and then someone also said, I clicked on the docs and could not read the docs. So we're talking about this here, the docs, because there's no docs there, which I pointed out a couple of days ago. And Jacob says, we are remaking the doc site soon. So we're expecting some decent updates there. So it's going to be pretty cool, and they're going to release soon. So keep a lookout for that, because I think we're going to might have a few extra updates here as Jacob's ecosystem has evolved, particularly with Mafia spearheading things in the future. Now, obviously, there's other sides too. Pulse Predictors out there that's churning away. How's that going to be integrated? I think these guys it's going to be pretty cool once they get to the end vision. They're slowly releasing the end vision, and like PDC, everyone's excited about PDC. Well, you should also be excited about the Jacobs ecosystem, and it's going to be a juggernaut. So you can decide whether you want to be part of it, but definitely huge opportunities to do that. Let me just jump over to the previous comment that we had from Jacob that was up a bit earlier. So let me just pull that up, because we had another comment from Jacob, the founder of PUSD Algo / Mafia, and all the rest of the ones I laid out. And it was pretty bullish, right? So let me read that again. This is a few weeks ago, if I remember rightly. Yeah, let's have a look here. So this is on the 17th of January. So how many days ago was that? Oh, well, 2 weeks ago, let's say. And it says, the beast ain't going anywhere. Let's go Pulsechain. Talking about PUSD Algo. I want to see Signum running as expected. So Signum is the Oracle, right? So they're going to need a Signum to be running. They get price calls, nice non-price calls from there, and get non-price information as well, potentially. But probably the price calls is what they're after there for the bot limit orders. Then we will announce our plans. Don't worry, nobody who believed in me will be disappointed, which is pretty bullish. As always, build and deliver. You have all been patient. Now it's my time to deliver. and he's got some flames there. So that's been pretty well received. That was 2 weeks ago, and today we got that update about the docs being updated shortly. So for those that have been asking about PUSD Algo, it is coming down the line, right? It is coming down the line. So getting excited about this. Now, fundamentally, from a tokenomics point of view, this could be a fundamental addition to Pulsechain, especially dealing with the scalability. But it could also, if it's integrated into Mafia and a big vision like that, it could also add huge liquidity to the pool, as well as stability coin as well for hedging and attract big players. So we'll see whether it stands as a standalone product by itself is going to be incredible, or whether it's going to be integrated into the Mafia world. We shall see. But at the moment, we've got, including bonuses, 443,709 in total has been sacrificed. Now, we know the target is supposed to be somewhere around 1 million, so we'll see where that lands. But Jacob's already signaled that this is probably going to go ahead. Now, one of the other things you may not know, I posted this out on X the other day. We did get attention of Rack and Rochelle, the big venture capitalist, the #1 sacrificer for Pulsechain and Pulsex. And of course, as I understand it, they may or may not be doing due diligence there through Steve Hitson, who's sort of his front man for assessing projects. So we could end up potentially having the #1 sacrificer coming into this project. That would be super bullish for funding. Obviously, 75% of the liquidity is going into the LP pools. That could be pretty huge. So if Rack and Michelle's out there, definitely do your due diligence. We've got new docs coming shortly. And yeah, get in contact with Jacob there if he has not already contacted you. Talk about that. So it's all about liquidity to get this up. But Jacob has indicated that they are moving forward with it. And we're going to get updates on the docs shortly. So I'm very excited about it. Now, if you guys want to participate, definitely I've got a video series on what we know the tokenomics has been up to this point. Whether we get any updates to those, but the docs will be another question. I'll update on those if we do get any changes. But I've got a whole video series. You can look up PUSD Algo here on Hex Token channel. We've got like 8 short clips explaining the whole dashboard. I am expecting this UI user interface to be updated at some stage as well. But this is the the original sort of makeup. Just get an idea of what's going on. And yeah, you can participate in the sacrifice. You have to send to the links in the video description. You get 19% bonus. Which is pretty much the top bonus. Is 20% the top, but that's 19. So you get 19 straight off the bat. So you're winning straight away. And if you do $1,000 inclusive of the bonus, so we'll have a look at a wallet down here. This wallet here. And actually, should go to page 4 or 5 because I like these ones. They're kind of cool explainers. Let's go to page 6. So page 6, page 7, let's go page 6. Go page 6. So this guy here got a 19% bonus. So they would have about $800 or something they sacrificed, and then they got that 90% bonus. They went to 1,026. But once you get to $1,000 inclusive of the referral bonus, you will also get a random number generator up to 2x. So it could be 1.01 to 2. So you don't know. It's going to be random. If you played any of the random sort of generators on Mafia, you know that's how they play that. So 1.084, and that ended up, so he might have put $800 in, but he ended up getting a total credit with bonuses of almost $1,900. And so for every dollar that he gets, he's going to get 20 algos, 200 flex tokens, and 0.01 wrapped PUSD, the reward version of the stablecoin. So that's pretty cool. And so that person ended up getting 37,800. It was the algo. They ended up getting 377,000 flex tokens. That's the reward token on the platform. So remember, the flex is if you do anything on this platform, provide liquidity, stake, or anything else on this platform, you're going to earn flex. Kind of reward, which is kind of cool. And then they're going to have this wrap PUSD. Now that is what the allocation was. So that's a huge bonus there. So there are 2 bonuses available. The link in the description will give you 19%. And if you do $1,000 inclusive of that bonus, you'll get a random generator. And good luck with that. You might get 2x. You might get 1.25x. You just don't know. But that is how it's going to boost you up. Pretty awesome. Now, total supply at the moment is just under 14 million algo, which is not a lot, right? And wrap PUSD, just under 7,000, and flex is just under 140 million. So it's not a big supply at the moment relative to that. So that's the place. And the other thing is that 75% of these funds are going to go into the LP pools, right? So you know where the money's going. It's not going to a holiday home in a way, as I was saying earlier. So pretty bullish on that. So that is a lot of fun. We're looking forward to the next upgrade. It's coming soon. We'll have the docs. We may even get a UI upgrade. We'll see. And we're also going to find out what the final vision is. Will it be a standalone or integrated? But in any case, Pulsechain needs a good stable coin that's PUSD, and the name is perfect. Imagine a 1-to-1. I'm looking forward to it, excited about it. Now, Jacob, of course, is pretty much the #1 peer-to-peer dev in the world in blockchain and crypto. So I think we're in pretty good hands, and the testnet worked out very well. So I'm very bullish about that. Now, that's a fun. Judge Carroll, are you talking about the SEC court? Yeah, maybe you are. All right, so that's my my discussion about PUSD ALGO. Get into it, folks. Watch those videos and do your due diligence. And if you're keen, you can use the 90% referral link in the video description there. Now let's jump over to TitanX, because TitanX is looking pretty good too. Is it the turning point? Are we at the turning point now on the old TitanX? So we are looking about TitanX ecosystem, and we're looking at TitanX going Omnichain, right? And I explained that 2 days ago. Multi-chain just means that a token can be copied over and again and again and again. So basically, you're doubling the supply. If you go to a second chain, go to a third chain, you're tripling the supply, etc. But Omnichain just means that there's only one supply, and that supply is on Ethereum, but they'll be going to other chains. So that's what the Omnichain. There'll only be one supply though. So that supply on Ethereum will be slowly chipped away. So if there's 100 billion tokens on Ethereum, and 10 billion go over to base chain, which is the first chain that's going Omnichain, then there's only 90 billion left on Ethereum. So you get the idea, as opposed to going 100 billion on Ethereum on multi-chain and 100 billion on a base chain, 100 billion on Pulsechain, for example. So you're not multiplying the supply, you're just distributing the original supply through Omnichain. So that's a really big deal. And of course, we know how big the TitanX hyperdeflation is going to be in the future. Currently burning about 0.1% a day at the moment, but that will go up and down depending on what's going on in the ecosystem. Sometimes it's been at huge percentages, so we'll see where that heads at the moment. But at the moment, TitanX is sitting at 9 zeros, 1100 on the versus wrapped ETH. Very important to check that out. So TitanX is the Ethereum version. X28 is the Omnichain version of TitanX, right? So that's what X28 is, what's going to be going cross chain. But let's have a look at the wrapped ETH ratio. And we're currently sitting right at the bottom here of the TitanX versus ETH. So this is what, once it starts going into an uptrend, that's what you're looking for, right? That is the hunt. You buy low and then you sell high. That's the old trick in the book. That is the ETH price. So we're sitting at 9 zeros, 1100. In terms of USD, obviously ETH's going up a bit, right? So we've got the price starting to go up the last couple of days on TitanX. So that's looking pretty good. Now, this is all before Omnichain is about to launch, probably this weekend is my guess. We expected a couple of days. So this weekend is probably when we will go Omnichain for base for TitanX. So I'm looking excited about that. And buying off the bottom, what a time to get in on this, right? On time. Now, if you want to get all the intel, we are posting it in our strategy club. Link is in the video description for that. It's only $35 a month for that. So it's really good value, and we're passing all the intel as we get it through there. So if you're very busy, that's a good place for you to pick up information there. DragonX ticking away there. DragonX really is the store of value in the old TitanX ecosystem. Currently, the ratio of the TitanX is 8.44. So it's doing pretty well. We're expecting some big things for that with multiple farms on multiple chains, Pulsechain and base chain getting a farm, and a few other really exciting projects coming there with DragonX. So keep a lookout from that from Eric. Absolutely top tier developer and founder is Eric there with DragonX. X28, of course, is the TitanX version. It's the Omnichain version. So if you want to get confused, TitanX to X28 is essentially a 1-to-1. You'll see the ratio is 1.01. That can depeg potentially. And if X28 is always worth more than TitanX, especially if it gets to 1.02, 1.03, 1.04, something like that, then you will be able to get good stuff in the market. Now, regardless of the market, you still get a 1-to-1 on the transform, right? So you're still doing better there. On the old X28. Now, that's what we're looking forward to going on the chain, probably this weekend is my guess there. Shogun is obviously the one that we talked about, PDC, the grays on Pulsechain. Well, Shogun's kind of the equivalent version there on the old TitanX. And that is going up pretty good, burning 3 to 3.5 million tokens a day. It's doing very well. So it has two main mechanisms. It has more than two, but the two main ones are the treasury, which is every day, auctioning every day, and then the second one is the fees from market trading at 8%. So that is burning Shogun too and feeding the whole system. So it is doing very well at the moment. So that is going to be one to look out for there too. Hyper and Hydra, we're expecting them to do really well as well, coming up into February, March. Helios there, Vault, super bullish about Vault. Now, Vault has got a huge roadmap coming up, and this is where I want to talk about Bitcoin Genie. Vault has Vault staking. So Vault staking is in the third audit. So it's the third and final audit. So Vault staking is imminent, probably next week is my guess. Maybe this weekend possibly as well. Very excited for Vault staking coming up. Brennan says 26x for Vault incoming. So Brennan is very bullish about Vault as well. And of course, the TO and Vault's looking pretty good. You can join a strategy club there with Wookie's amazing link. So join up today. Only $35 a month there for really good value. So we cover the TitanX system as one of our ones we cover in depth and give a lot of insights about that too. So Vault there has got a Bitcoin Genie coming up. I'm super excited for it. So we've got this Vault staking, we've got Bitcoin Genie, and so let's have a look at that for quickly. Let me go here. I've got some notes that I was going to talk about there. Yeah. So we found out today that Vault is going to have a couple of things. So let me just go through a list of these. So we haven't had the white paper yet. That's going to come in, and apparently it is next level. So we're looking forward to it. But Vault and TitanX will both be integrated into the tokenomics of Bitcoin Genie. This is from Stevie DeFi, of course, one probably could be arguably the leader in DeFi 3.0 in the world. Could be really a world leader. I really don't see anyone else doing what he's doing out there in crypto. So yeah, a new way, gamified utility with intrinsic value. And he's pivoted from the supply side to the buy side, which I really like, because I've seen Jake do that also, potentially with AI agents and perpetual bids. So that's coming down the line as well. So TitanX really is pushing that 3.0 DeFi. Really is pretty exciting. So yeah, we're going to have gamified utility with intrinsic value. It's going to have sustainable DeFi, Magic Cup Ride in it. We love the Magic Cup Ride video. I played that at the beginning. We've got burn lock mechanism. We're going to have real yield generating. We're going to have protocol end date. So this is really, everyone's asking, what's this mean? Protocol end date. Obviously, there's some sort of end date in it. We're going to have gamified utility. We're going to have a collateral backing. We know Bitcoin and Ethereum are probably going to be in there on that. So that's going to be very attractive. Hence, it's called Bitcoin Genie. We're going to have exact end date there, and we're going to have a user DAO, which is going to help tweak some of the bullish mechanisms. There's going to be a couple options there, both of them good options, but the community will be able to decide which they want to prefer. So that is really cool. But today we got some really cool news, right? So the white paper must be getting very close for Bitcoin Genie, and that's going to be bullish for Vault. Staking, we've got staking coming possibly next week for Vault. We're going to third and final audit for that. And yeah, we've got the Bitcoin Genie come down as well. Now, we found out some new news today. The Bitcoin Genie is going to have Aladdin's Gold affiliates there. So this is pretty exciting for Vault. I'm going to pull up the chart there quickly. This could be pretty exciting. So Vault there. Vault's at, once again, Vault's in a very good position here. Now, obviously, Vault got picked up at the beginning by the whole market here on Ethereum, and it had massive volume coming in, $5 million volumes, and obviously they sold it off. We see this time and time again. However, Vault actually has a proper roadmap in tokenomics. So picking it up off the ground at the moment, Vault is a pretty awesome thing right now because the roadmap is looking fantastic. So we got Aladdin's Gold affiliates is coming out. This is the official decentralized affiliate program for Bitcoin Genie. Now, I didn't know that there was going to have a affiliate program. We know that PowerX is going to be having an affiliate program for things like Hyper and Hydra and other things, but I did not know that the Bitcoin Genie was going to have that too. So it's going to be massive. It's bigger than you think, and it's about to change the game. So this whole protocol for Bitcoin Genie is an absolute ballistic product. So looking forward to this. If you want to be on the frontier of DeFi 3.0, then this is going to be amazing. And it will also feed into Vault, which is going to be awesome as well. So we're going to have Vault staking coming, or Vault Thunder staking, as we like to call it. And that's going to take Vault off the market. And then we're going to have this big support for the Vault Treasury coming in from Bitcoin Genie, and Bitcoin Genie looks amazing as well. So coming in on the buy side, which I think is really nice. So we're going to see some pretty awesome things happening in the space here. And the TA there looking very good, as Brennan called out, looking for a 26x there for Vault incoming. Nice. So TA looking good, buying low looking good, and roadmap looking fantastic. Done staking probably next week, final order at the moment, and then Bitcoin Genie white paper coming. That's going to be a massive protocol, I think. And so we're looking forward to that. And it's going to have some sort of sustainability thing where you won't need a lot of people, and it will continue on to buy up. So I'm looking forward to that. We're going to see the white paper when it comes out. So that is kind of the play there. Now, I just wanted to wrap up the show. We're 45 minutes on the hour, and talk about Richard Hart and the SEC. So I saw some people in the chat there talking about earlier about that. We haven't seen anything as far as I'm aware of around it. There's nothing on court listener at the moment. So unless some of the guys that are really in the know there, I haven't seen anything about that. So we shall see. We did expect it on the 28th. We're now at the 30th, US time, 31st our time. So we'll just have to keep tabs on that one. I'm not sure if there's a delay in court listener or not, but that is where we are at the moment. We'll keep tabs on that. All right, 46 minutes on the hour. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We covered a lot of stuff. A few highlights there. The market recovered after DeepSeek AI. Pulsechain just sort of sitting there idle at the moment, waiting for that court case probably. And at number 2, we saw PDC. Number 3, we saw PDC the Greys really push it higher. Great to see that. And fun times, PCN moving up there, maybe ahead of X1 chain this quarter. And then we also talked about PUSD Algo starting to move, starting to get updates, starting to get live. We already seen that from 2 weeks ago that the project will be proceeding, and now we're seeing updates in the docs. Very excited. Rack and Michelle knows about the project now, and maybe Steve Hitson will review that for him, and we'll push forward to that too. So that could be really fun. And yeah, we're waiting for that court case for Richard Hart. It's going to be interesting. And what else did I talk about there at the end? It was pretty cool. PZN still pumping, says Wookie. Feb is nearly here. Yeah, we'll talk about that too. February, one of the 2 greenest months, is almost here, and I think we're going to see sparks fly. Pretty amazing. Trump is doing an incredible job. He's getting the final people getting into his cabinet. So that's going to be a lot of fun too on that one. So Turbo any good? Well, my preference would be Volt probably, but Turbo and Hyper on top. They're still ticking away there. I know their treasuries are a little bit small on the small side, so we'll see how Turbo goes there. You probably hit up Stevie D in the Telegram there on that one. I did do a big update on TitanX in the strategy club, so if you guys haven't joined that, well worth getting on that. That's where I gave my breakdown of what projects I like out of the 33 projects so far, and the 15 coming up. I gave a breakdown of the ones I particularly like there after doing a big analysis there, walkthrough with some of the other guys in strategy club. So you can join up today for that. All right, no, I really am wrapping up now. 48 minutes on the hour. Take care, everybody. I'll see you in the next show, which will be in a day or 2 time from here. Until then, catch you later. PUSD Algo looking hot. Yeah, you've got some real gems happening on Pulsechain, haven't we? A Mafia game looking cool too. All right, bye for now.